are pretty basic for these little guys. Let's get started. We'll start with a magic ring. Get the tail, wrap it around your middle finger, hold it, and then with your hook going under the tail of your yarn, grab the working yarn, draw a loop here, and do a chain. And now inside the ring, we'll do 6 single crochets. Close your ring and use the tail as your marker. So put it under your hook so you can mark the beginning of your row, and now into each stitch will be increasing. So we will have 2 single crochets into each stitch for a total of 12 single crochets. And 2 into the next one. We have 4, 5, 6, and up till 12 till we reach the beginning. Move your marker under your hook again, and now we'll be increasing into every other stitch. So we'll start with an increase, so 2 single crochets into the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next one, and we'll keep repeating that, 2 single crochets into a stitch and 1 single crochet to the next one for a total of 18 stitches at the end of this round. Move your marker again, and into the first stitch we'll be increasing, so we'll have 2 single crochets, and then into the next 2 stitches we're gonna have 1 single crochet. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then we have increase again, and then we have 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and we'll keep repeating that till the end of the round for a total of 24 single crochets. Alright, so here we are again at the beginning. Move your marker. For the next 2 rows, for rows 5 and 6, we will be doing only 24 single crochets without any increases. And I'll meet you at the end of those 2 rows. So we've created this little dome. Before we continue with the legs of the crab, we will put the little keychain fob. So pull the tail of your project through the middle of your work, and I put a little chain before I did through one of the stitches. Get your keychain and just go through it, and then go back into the hole through the middle and grab the tail inside. And now picking a stitch anywhere, just chain your tail, and this will make it pretty secure because the chains are pretty secure. Move, and there it is, and you can weave it in if you want to. That's how we're gonna attach the keychain. And now let's start working on the legs of the crab. We'll start here from the back 3, then working the front that has gonna have a little wobble, and then we'll have the eyes, and we'll repeat the same thing backwards, and we'll meet again over here. All right, so we'll be working into the front loops of that last row, and these are these loops. So once you pull your front loop here, that's the loop we're gonna be working. We're not gonna go through both of the loops. We're just gonna be working at the front. So chain 4 for the leg. Into the second chain from the hook, we'll do slip stitches. So we'll have 3 slip stitches here. And then through the front loop of the stitch, we'll have a single crochet and 1 more single crochet through the front of the loop. And we are ready for the next leg, which again will be 4 chains and then 3 slip stitches. And again through the front loop, we'll have 2 single crochets, and we'll repeat that 1 more time for the third leg. For the last leg, we'll have 6 chains, skipping the 2 chains from the hook, and going into the third chain from the hook, we'll do a double crochet. There. And now into the next stitch, we'll be doing slip stitches. So we'll have 3 slip stitches, because that's how many chains are left here. And then we'll go and do 2 single crochets through the front loops of the next 2 stitches. So here we'll be putting the eyes. You can get a smaller hook for that. Return your normal hook, and then once you put your bead for eyes, we go and we put a 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches through the front loops, and then it's time for the next eye. Again, thread it through your loop, and then into the next 2 stitches we'll do 2 single crochets again through the front loop. And now we're gonna go back and repeat those legs just exactly the same but backwards. So we'll have 6 chains here. And now working into the back loops, we'll go back to the beginning here, which is actually 6 single crochets. Instead of beads, you can use eyes like this as well. You're just gonna have single crochets instead of those beads there. And they'll be just in between the rows, those eyes. All right, now we'll be working into the back loops here, and we'll be decreasing so we can close the body of the crab. And with a slip stitch here through one of the stitches, we'll move on to the back. So here are our back stitches here, back loops. So we will be decreasing, and we'll start with 2 single crochets first into the first 2 stitches. So single crochet, and then the next 2 stitches will decrease. We'll grab those loops 2 at a time together, and we'll draw a loop through them. Tighten that loop so you don't have holes, and here's your first decrease. So we'll have again 2 single crochets through those loops, single crochet and a single crochet, and then we'll have a decrease. And we'll repeat that for a total of 6 times, which will bring us to 18 stitches at the end. So the next row of decreases will be 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. So here's our first single crochet, and then we're gonna grab 2 front loops from the next 2 stitches, and then we'll draw a loop through them, and then we'll finish the single crochet. And then again, 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. We are working through the front loops of the 2 stitches, and at the end we'll have 12 single crochets. And we are done here. You can cut your yarn and you can stuff. So since we have 12 stitches now, we'll be closing them, and we'll actually have 6 stitches when we are done, but we'll do that with a needle. So grab your tapestry needle and let's close that hole. We'll be working again through the front loops of our project only, so we'll be grabbing 2 loops at the same time, just like we are trying to decrease with the crochet hook, but we'll do it with the needle, and pull really tight. We'll do the next 2 stitches again through the front loops, and we'll tighten. This is how my little crab works. So you can go a few more times through the stitches so you can have extra secure, and then finish your work, and that's it. Make sure you subscribe and check the links in the description box. Happy crocheting! Catch you in the next one.